Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona, and I'm doing a quick update video and actually an educational video here on this bearded dragon. This is the baby bearded dragon that I showed you guys not that long ago. And let me, so there he is. Say hi. I haven't come up with a name yet for him, but he is really cute and he has grown quite a bit since the last time I shown him. He's doubled in size from the last time I showed him. Every week just about, he goes through a shed and doubles in size. Now with that said though, I want to let everybody know, please do your research before purchasing an animal like this, especially a reptile or a bearded dragon, you know, something like that, because these things do require special care. Right now he's in a temporary type position because I have a bigger tank that is going to be made for him once he's big enough to go into it. So let me start by saying the things you're going to need for a baby bearded dragon, especially if you want to get one, especially after seeing this video, because I know a lot of times people go out and they impulsively buy something that they see either on YouTube or whatever, and honestly that's not the best way to go about it. Always do your research first. So let me do a little bit let me give you a little bit of a list of things you're going to need if you want to get a bearded dragon. One, when you have a baby bearded dragon, loose substrate is not your friend, and you do not want to have a loose substrate. As you notice here, I have basically a paper towel at the bottom, because the reasons why I don't have loose substrate, you can see some crickets under there, is because when the bearded dragon goes to eat its food, the dragon can eat the small particles like sand or gravel or whatever it is that you're going to keep in your dragon's tank and swallow it. If it swallows that, they cannot digest it and they can die with something called impaction. Alright, so you don't want loose substrate. You also want a basking area, like you can use, you know, pieces of wood like this, or you can get, you know, fake rocks or caves or something that the dragon can sit on to bask, right? Just like this. Rocks are actually pretty good because they can hold some heat, especially in a basking area. And you want it to be slightly elevated towards the light, because bearded dragons like to climb and they feel more secure when they're up higher rather than down low. Okay, so that's another thing you want. As far as another thing that's really important that you're going to want to get is a UVA and UVB bulb. You might notice that I only have one lamp on this tank, and that's because this lamp provides both UVA and UVB. You also want to make sure that the light provides heat, because their basking area needs to be about 100 degrees. And this is also very important for the dragon because it helps them with their digestion, it helps them regulate their temperature, because as you might know, cold-blooded animals like reptiles need warmer temperatures around them to be able to regulate their temperatures so they can do daily activities. Without that, they can become lethargic and die, and you don't want that. And the UVA and UVB light will provide the vitamins and minerals that they would get from natural sunlight, and you want to mimic that as close to as possible. On the bigger tank that I have a 4-foot UVB bulb, and I'm going to also have spotlights like this throughout the tank to be able to provide the nutrients and heat that this dragon needs. With that said, you not only need a basking area that's warm, but you need a side of a tank that's cooler than the other, because sometimes it gets too hot in the basking area and the dragon will need to regulate its temperature by going to a cooler part of the tank. If you can do those things, you can have the proper setup for the dragon. I may have forgot one or two items, but these are the most important things to do when housing a bearded dragon, especially a baby, and babies are a lot more sensitive than the adults. However, the care is just as important for adults as it is for babies. Another thing that you're going to want to do is make sure you have a permanent spot for your dragon. Like right now, this dragon is in a 20-gallon long and just about outgrowing it. This dragon will probably be in this tank another couple of weeks, maybe 2 more weeks tops, and we'll be heading over to a 75-gallon aquarium over here, which will be set up for him. And it actually might be in a different location. I might put it up here, I'm not sure. But in reality, a dragon, a full-grown dragon, can use something the size of a 40-gallon aquarium but I decided to go with a 75 just to give it more space and more room. However, if you're going to get something like this, always make sure you have the means that are available to you to be able to provide the ultimate size housing for your dragon, okay? As far as diet goes, if you are not cool with insects, this animal is not for you either. This animal does eat insects. I do feed this dragon about 24 crickets every other day, and I use a calcium powder on the crickets, so this dragon will get calcium as well, because reptiles do need a good source of calcium. And I also do mix in like a lettuce, like kind of salad for the dragon, and it gets a lot of its water supply from the lettuce that it eats. And it does need greens as well. But as a baby to a juvenile, they need more insects to continue to grow because of all the protein that's inside of those insects. Alright, so that's a couple of things that are actually really important about your bearded dragon that you should know. Anything else that I can add, I just want to say that you should, not necessary, but I think it makes it easier, is get yourself a timer. So if you can get yourself a timer for your dragon, that would be great too, because now you can get yourself, you know, a 10 to 12 hour daylight cycle on your dragon, and it can replicate the hours of the sun, and you don't have to worry about turning on and turning off your light. And that's one thing that actually make it a lot easier for you. So those are my tips for this, guys. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any tips you want to give me, because I'm still learning as I go along, I would love to hear them in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys later. Please comment, throw me a like, and subscribe, and have a great day.